What's up, everybody? It's your favorite hippie's favorite nerd. Today we are looking at Xtransbots Beachcomber. Rolls fine. Like I've transformed them and transformed them back, and I can't get like, you see how this tire here doesn't, has a clearance, but this one's like doing this, and I got a little bit of gabbage here. It's something that I did, but there is a lot of moving pieces here, so I'm sure something's just not quite lined up right. But let's talk about it. It's pretty good. There's paint everywhere. I can't believe how much paint is on this thing. I'm just beside myself. But it has like a finish on it. Has the little sparkles in it, which is not really my thing, but it does have a finish on it, which is nice. All these are painted. Some of these gray pieces up here are painted, and then some aren't, which and some are not. So it does kind of throw off that a bit, but at the same time, it also gives it some depth, so I'm okay with it. The blue and the seats are painted in there. Do you see that? And then down there on the bottom, the little back of the seats are painted. This is painted. This has got chrome paint, red paint. Paint. Well done. Now, if I wanted to, if I wanted the whole kit and caboodle, and my cake and eat it too, I think I would have gone for these to be painted silver. I think it would have just broken it up and looked nice. But they do show in robot mode, and I'm sure somebody would have cried, "This isn't how it is in G1," and etc. But I think that overall, more than acceptable. Quite nice. Rolls alright. Rolls better when it's all the pieces are lined up properly. There are a lot of moving pieces. That is kind of a criticism, but whatevs. It does pay off. There he is next to the Lamborghini, and I think that kind of works. Little big, but not hateful. He has some accessories. We'll talk about them when we get him into bot mode. I just wanted to show real quick, there is a way to carry this gun around. It is a pain. I usually have to hold this piece that rotates out with my screwdriver here and then try to maneuver it in while I have this piece out. But, and you see I destroyed the sculpt here too, because there are lots of moving pieces. And it doesn't really feel like there should be so many moving pieces, but yeah. So there, that is it. Not sure if it's worth the cost of admission, but it does have the capability, and then you can just remove it, and I think it's fine. So we're going to get them transformed. You want to untab all of this from... You'll feel when you got it loose. It just sticks to that ball joint there from both sides. Easy for me to say. There. Take this. Leave all that. And we're going to flip this whole piece down here like that. Separate the legs. Rotate from this front bumper using this piece here. And that's Xtransbots. Backing around. And I will try to fix this. Take this piece that's on a ball joint here and then a hinge here. Swivel it around. Fold it up. As you do so, fold this piece, like you're going to fold it on itself, and then bring this whole assembly around, and it's there. And then you want to get this tucked in as well, and then get it there. And I think you even, I don't know, I'm not going to push it, but that's how you want it. Like, I think this is supposed to sit flush here, but I'm not pushing it because now it's breaking on me. Take the steering wheel fold that up, fold this back, and then fold the toe forward. And that's one leg done. Now, I'll show you the other one without the montage, but stand by one. So we're going to rotate this piece here, and this is, alright, good, good, smooth. Fold it up slightly, don't break it. There. There, much better. And then come around to the back, take this, fold it up, fold it in, turn it on the ball joint, fold this around, keep that closed, fold your gun holder up, fold this bit back, fold the toe forward, and that's his second leg. Alright, so now's our last bit of prep work before we get to the backpack. Just untab, the hands are supposed to be holding on to that, it's hard to get them to do so. Fold these arms up and just kind of keep track of them, because now we've got to deal with this. We're gonna get in tight. There's a way to do this with this all intact, but more than likely this piece here is going to fall off of this piece while you're transforming it. So just set that to the side and makes your life a bit easier anyway. Open this up here. Get this loose. Turn it sideways. Get these arms up and out of the way. At this point, you can fold down the chairs. Bring this down. This joint, so there's a hinge here, then there's a hinge there, there's a swivel here, there's some gunk on mine too, I'm not sure what that's about, and then there's a hinge here. This hinge up here is tight like a tiger, and it doesn't feel like it's going to move or budge. It will. You just got to make sure that you have your fingers braced on the back of it in order to get it to go. The first time it happens, it's gonna scare you. And then you just sort of maneuver it until you find the sweet spot, which isn't, I guess it's right there. It isn't as like tab in pretty as you would like. There's no like classic snap, but it sits there. It's not going anywhere, and when you get it in its place, it's obvious where it goes. And then you can bring these back down and hold the engine block slash backpack. After you got it where you want it. And like the only reason why I say that is because it's gonna fall apart anyway. So there's no sense in trying to make it, more difficult on yourself. And then how did I have this? Is it like that? See, I would like to have it both in here, but I don't even know. Let's see. There. Like that. And that'll hold her. Collapse the waist. Collapse this gray bit inside the waist. That will bring down everything for the shoulders. This is a piece of junk. There it is. Sliding mechanism. Make Toys has a hard time with sliding mechanisms. You think that's a good idea for you, XTB? And then square away the arms, make them anatomically correct and what have you. And then rotate the head And there you go. Gun holds it okay, holds it fine, not a lick of paint on it. You get birds, get a white one with some orange paint and black paint. You get a green one with some brown paint and red paint. You get a green one with some blue paint and yellow paint. And then you get the G1 toy face, if that's your thing. And the birds can go kind of all over them. We'll put one there. And we'll put one here, maybe? Yeah. And we'll put another one here. And then we'll have him hold his gun in this hand. And that's him all birdied up. And he also comes with this gold hand, the gold lagoon or whatever. So that's how the accessories work. So, head is on a hinged swivel. So you get up to there, down to there, side to side. The visor is painted, but nothing else, and it doesn't have the same finish as the arms and stuff, which is kind of a bummer because the faces are kind of important, no? Shoulders, hinge up to here, which is nice. And then you get the full swivel, so it's like a universal joint. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, getting you the full range. Wrist hinge and swivel, so that's nice because you can get everything you want out of that hand. And then same for the other side. We have the finish on the arms, which is nice. We have the gray inside the chest, which is nice, and the gray inside these bits up here, which is nice. Waist swivel, and then universal joints for hips, up to here, and then back to here, and then out. Not a lick of paint on the hips or thighs, which is okay. Now, I had the opportunity to review this test shot, and I wasn't allowed to release it via Keith, but secondhand. However, and it wasn't like he was being a tyrant or anything. It was just like he didn't want any test shot reviews, which is fair enough. But thigh swivel. What I said in that was I said it really needed knee ratchets, and it doesn't have them, and it's not as bad as the test shot was, but still it does feel a little insecure, unsecure is a better term, I think. Maybe it does feel insecure as well. Double jointed knee, get you 90 degrees, maybe a little bit more. You're supposed to have these bits rotated down, these headlights, but they're super tight on mine. So I'm not really comfortable doing that. Toe tilt, you get ankle tilt, no. You get a foot tilt. So toe tilt, and then a heel spur tilt, and then you get a rocker that is pretty nice. And then you have the finished paint on there as well that shows up. And waist swivel, did I mention that? And that's him. There he is size comparison wise with Brawn, Bumblebee. So he's a little taller than Bumblebee. So I'm okay with the size. Maybe he's a little short, but I'm relatively okay with the size. So here's the final thoughts. It comes down to this with this figure and with Xtransbots in general. You know the expression, his eyes are too big for his stomach? Like, that's kind of what this feels like. It's kind of like what most their stuff feels like. It's like their ambition is too big for their ability. I don't know why every Transformer they create has to have some super involved engineered thing when they don't have the skill to pull it off. They don't. Everything that they have that has an involved transformation has some sort of error, whether it be paint chipping, whether it be tolerances not being right afterwards, whether it be pieces falling off. Like in this, I had a piece fall off. Ollie, I had the tire fall off, etc. I just feel like their target is a bit too high. Like they should probably like have a slice of humble pie and just bring the designs down a bit. Because they are improving and there's so much good happening here, but there's so many pieces and so many moving pieces, and they just don't have the track record to successfully pull something like this off. I'll tell you, when I got this out of the box, I was like, oh, they've gone and done it now. because it has paint finishes, it has die cast, it has tons of stuff. It has articulated fingers at the base knuckle. I don't think I mentioned that on a single pin. It has all these features, you know, that really check a lot of my boxes. But then you go to manipulate it, you go to transform it, and it ends up. I got two pieces. I got, you know, the roll cage piece falling off, which, you know what, I won't even hold it against them. I should, but I won't. But then like the pin comes out, and a piece falls off, and the pin's not even in there properly now. It's just held together with tension from being up against the side of the calf. You know, that's a bummer, dude. $73. Once it was, I think that's once it was shipped. I just, you know, that sucks. I feel like I deserve better as a customer. I feel like we deserve better than pieces falling apart. I don't have this problem with any other third-party company. Literally. Not Fans Toys, not Make Toys, not Mastermind Creations, not Fans Project, not DX9, not Unique Toys. And I have problems with all these companies with different little things here and there, but never problems like this. Things are just falling off of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like the leprosy of Transformer companies. I don't know. And I now, aside from that, I feel like the knee should have had ratcheted joints. I feel like they should have had it when I first looked at the test shot. I feel like they should have it now. And outside of that, that's my only real complaint. It would have been nice to have that blue finish on the head as well. But you know, like the thing is, like I mean, I was sure that this was going to be the one. This was going to be the one that won me over for them. But it wasn't. It was like I went from it being a dream to it being a nightmare. Oh my goodness, I feel completely re-energized after a great night of full sleep.
Hey, I left a credit card on the table. Why don't you treat yourself to something? You've been working hard.
Thank you. I will.
Well, do you want to watch Transformers?
Yeah, I'd love to. We'll watch it together. Oh no, it was a dream. My knees are aching and my back hurts. And I feel like I slept like shit.
And I took all the credit cards back. This has got to stop.
Hey, do you want to watch Transformers?
No, I want to watch Powerpuff Girls.
No! Positives. The paint is superb. Absolutely superb. The best paint job X-Transbots has ever done. Ever. No doubt about it. What is painted is perfect. Which is a fair bit, I might also add. The other thing is the likeness. The likeness is on the money. Do you know what I mean? It's Beachcomber. There's no mistaking it. There's no doubt about it, and I dig that. This kind of furthers that conversation we've been having recently about priorities, right? So like I said, like my priority is aesthetics and stability. Can he look good on the shelf? That's what it comes down to for me at the end of the day, right? For my personal collection. That doesn't mean that I won't critique a toy differently when I'm doing it on camera, because I'm trying to show you, the consumer, the ins and outs, the pros and cons. Now here's how this specific situation differs. This is a figure that has some stability and has the aesthetic pretty well nailed down. The downside is it falls apart. Do you know what I mean? So like the question becomes, what is forgivable up to the point that it checks all your boxes? Now my boxes are really only two for my personal collection. Does it look good? Can it stand? But at what point do the cons, or what cons are there that are possibilities for that to negate what I think is important for my collection? And I think things falling apart is one of them. So I can't recommend this. And I can't recommend this because unfortunately it's junky. I don't know what the problem is over there, but like I don't have other third-party figures where I'm spending close to $100 and pins are just dropping out of them. Second time messing with the guy, pins are just falling out of the figure. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have those problems. So why is it that this company has those problems? What is it? What are they doing different? Because they have the aesthetic nailed down. So if they can nail down these other quality control issues, and they got the paint nailed down now, I think, because this thing knocks the paint out of the park. But if they can knock out these other issues, I think they'd have an easier time. And I think maybe they want to back her down a bit on just how clever they think they are when it comes to these transformations. Because while they may be the smartest transformations that anyone has ever seen, or so clever, so many moving pieces, doesn't matter if things are falling out of it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how interesting, how new, how efficient, how complicated, how challenging. Doesn't matter if the figure itself doesn't survive the process. So that's a bummer. But it does look good, and that paint is good. And he'll be on my shelf until Takara or Fans Toys makes one because the aesthetic is nailed down. I really feel like a sucker for this company. I'm telling you that right now. I feel like they've got me by the balls, and it's an abused relationship. You know, they abuse me with product that's subpar at a price that is not subpar, and I just keep coming back for more because I think they love me and I think they'll change. And it seems like they won't. Something to chew on. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.